I love Expedition 33. The story, the artwork, the music all had me obsessed. So much so that I logged over 400 hours of gameplay and 10 completed playthroughs since it dropped in late April. One of the things that keeps me coming back is the combat system. I love that I can choose whether to focus on the skill-based dodge and parry mechanics, or build a team of characters so busted that not even the game's biggest, baddest super boss stands a chance. This video is going to focus on the latter. Quick spoiler warning. I'm going to be talking about an optional boss at the endgame of Expedition 33, as well as revealing all the playable characters in the game. Also, there are a few subtle spoilers to some major plot points if you look too close. So I recommend at least playing through Act 1 of the game before watching the video. The story is by far my favorite thing about this game, so I highly recommend playing it before watching. You saw the title. I'm going to try to beat Simon solo with each of the 5 different playable characters. And I'm going to try to do it without having to get good. That means I'm not going to dodge or parry a single attack. I'm only going to use each character's skills, passive weapon buffs, and Pictos and Luminas to give Simon no chance to fight back. If you haven't done a solo run before, I highly recommend it. The Pictos you gain from the hidden gestural arena in the early game make the single character you choose super strong. You start off each battle with Rush, Shell, and Powerful automatically activated for 3 turns. Not only that, you get a 100% crit rate and a separate 50% boost in power, all for the price of 13 Lumina points. Each one of these Simon kill attempts comes at the end of a playthrough with each character. Unless you grinded out Colors of Lumina for a while, they will be hard to replicate on a standard playthrough, as each of my characters has between 800 and 900 Lumina points available. Each character's level is in the low 90s, except for Maelle, who is up at 99. She could do it at a lower level, but that's just the way the cookie crumbled. Speaking of Maelle, she's going to be first up. Verso probably has my favorite strategy, so I'm going to save him for last. Without any further ado, let's get started. For Maelle, I didn't want to do the standard Stendhal nuke. It's been done to death, and frankly, I find it a bit boring. So instead, I opted for a burn build. For that, I'm going to use her fire-based weapon, Brularum. This weapon scales with agility and luck, so I've maxed out those stats. I also maxed out might for additional damage. However, the level 4 passive is the key trait to this weapon. Critical hits apply burn. Since we're fighting solo, the Last Stand critical Lumina will be active, giving us a 100% crit rate. So every hit we put on Simon, including free aim shots, are going to drop a burn stack on him. And buddy, you're going to see how bad we toast him. Let's hop over to the Lumina and Pictos. For the Pictos, I want Pictos that give Maelle the most speed. For me, those were Augmented First Strike, Energizing Turn, and Energizing Attack 1. These, paired with our 99 agility stat, are going to give Maelle multiple turns before Simon can move once. Speed is king. For the Luminas, I'm not going to talk about every single one. I mean, look how many we have. I'm just going to talk about the most important ones here. Then I'll talk about the rest as they pop up in the battle. First, there are the hidden gestural arena Luminas that I mentioned before, giving Maelle Rush, Powerful, 100% crit chance, and a 50% damage boost. Next, there's the Machine Gun Energy Stack. You're going to be seeing a lot of that in this video. Essentially, these Luminas let Maelle shoot Simon over and over again while rebuilding AP. The biggest one is Energy Master, giving Maelle an extra AP whenever we gain one. There are various other energy boosting Luminas, but the ones that do the heavy lifting are Energizing Powerful, Energizing Rush, Energizing Shots, Accelerating Shots, Marking Shots, Powerful Mark, and Double Mark. Listen, I'm not some sort of science nerd. All I know is that giving Maelle Rush and Powerful over and over while getting AP boost for doing so lets her shoot the big bad guy a whole bunch. That's enough of that. Let's see these bad boys in action. I'm going to start in the second phase because that's where the fun really starts. So watch as we blam, 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 blam. You'll notice every time we shoot this poor guy, the burn stack goes up by 2 due to the double burn Lumina. The stacks are also going to stick around for the whole fight because of the longer burn Lumina. After a quad base attack from the combo attack Luminas, 24 more burns are added from various Luminas. I don't remember exactly which ones, but maybe you can dig them out from this long list on the right. So anyway, we start blasting. This time, I'm being careful not to let her drop below 2 AP. When she hits 2, she uses the Degagement skill, making Simon weak to fire. Look how much each of these shots are doing now. Maelle shoots till she's down to 1 AP, where she's going to use the Last Chance skill to get her into Virtuous Stance and refill her AP to 9. If you haven't noticed, we're up to 248 burn stacks. While Simon is still marked, Maelle is going to use the Burning Canvas skill. Note this little caveat here. Damage increase for each burn on target. That's like 22 million damage. Who needs Stendhal Fortune Fury? Uh-oh, now Simon gets a turn. He's going to get me good. Game over. Psych. Second chance brings Maelle back, plus fills up Simon's break bar with the Breaking Death Lumina. A quad base attack with the Breaking Attack Lumina stuns the Great Sword Soldier. Take a peek at his burn stack, a whopping 598 due to the Fueling Break Lumina, doubling the burn stacks on breaking a target. Once again, we blop 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 blop. We bring her to 2 AP, then use Engagement once more to make him weak to fire. You'll see throughout this whole thing that Simon has a habit of bringing me to 1 HP when it doesn't matter anymore. He shakes off the stun, but it's too late. She shoot some more, missing a few for good measure. Don't judge me, this isn't Call of Duty. Last chance once more. Followed by one last Burning Canvas with a burn count of 684. Doesn't do quite as much as the first time. We lost some strength boosting Luminas and I didn't have a mark, but it doesn't matter. Simon is slain. Nice job, Maelle. Now, it's Sciel's turn. For me, Sciel was always the support character, but she can deal some mean damage on her own. Sciel is sitting at level 93 with 814 Lumina points. All of her points are in agility for speed, then defense and luck for her weapon scaling. I have Energizing Turn, Combo Attack 2, and Energizing Shots for her Pictos. Not as fast as the Maelle Pictos, but still fast. Remember, speed is king. She has Charnon equipped for 2 reasons. First, for the level 20 passive skill, which gives her 20% increased damage for each consecutive turn without taking damage, which can stack up to 5 times. Nothing wrong with a little more firepower. Second, for the level 10 passive skill, apply 1 Foretell on critical hits. I'll explain during the battle. Let's check out her Luminas. The machine gun energy stack that Maelle used is the same here, but I want to point out a few Luminas I didn't mention before. A big part of Sciel's firepower is going to come from her level 3 gradient attack, End Slice. So she has to be able to charge that meter to get there. For that, we're using Charging Burn, Charging Critical, Charging Mark, and Charging Stun. Now let's jump into the battle. We start the battle the same way as Maelle, blasting away with free aim. This time, she's going to shoot 10 times, then use Delaying Slash. Theoretically, this delays Simon's turn, but with all this speed and the Cheater Lumina, I don't know if it does anything. I never really figured it out. But the important thing is we're consuming the 10 Foretell that we applied with our free aim shots. We only hit for about 1 million, but trust me, it's all part of the plan. She shoots 10 more times, then uses Delaying Slash again for another million or so damage. Simon's turn. He kills us a bit quicker than he killed Maelle, but that's to be expected. Just like Maelle, Sciel gets revived and fills up Simon's break bar. This time, the Sniper Lumina breaks him. She shoots till she's out of AP, then uses a quad base attack plus the Energizing Attack Lumina to build her AP back up. Why we didn't use Delaying Slash again to consume the Foretell, I don't know. Give me a break, she was my last solo run and I was phoning it in. She shoots him down to 0 and follows up with the End Slice Gradient Attack. This does extra damage for each Foretell consumed since the beginning of the battle, which is why we kept building up and consuming Foretell each turn. This does a cool 13 million damage, taking away about a third of Simon's health. Now for this next turn, watch the turn order on the left of the screen. Maybe it's the Delaying Slash is kicking in, but we go from 1 turn after Simon shakes off his stun, to 2 turns, to 3. We use our first turn to shoot a few times, then use Final Path to trigger Twilight and drop about 1.2 million damage. We shoot a few times to let the machine gun energy stack do its thing, then follow up with another Final Path to bring the Foretell total to 20 and drop about 4 million damage, bringing Simon under half health. Finally, with the Twilight boost, level 20 weapon passive boost, and all the Foretell that we use throughout the battle, we use our full gradient bar for End Slice on a marked Simon, finishing him off with 28 million damage. Sciel was my biggest struggle, but she got there anyway. Now for the barefooted black mage, the legendary Lune. She sits at level 93 with all points dumped into agility, luck, and vitality for speed and attack power. I have energizing turn, augmented first strike, and sniper as her pictos. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but I think these are the fastest pictos in the game. Lune's setup is very similar to Sciel's, but a whole lot less complicated. That's because of Lune's weapon, Bracelet. Its level 10 passive is simple but absolutely busted when paired with guaranteed crits and the machine gun energy stat. It generates 5% of a gradient charge on a critical hit. Let me show you what I mean. It starts out fairly typical with the blam 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 until 0 AP, followed up with a quad base attack to regenerate her AP. Notice, after this first turn, we're already at almost 2 gradient charges full, over halfway to a max power gradient attack. She keeps shooting, and once we get the full charge, we fish for a mark. Then, we hit him with Skybreak. I love this animation, by the way. Forget Stendhal or Gommage, this is the real nuke being dropped.
I'm ready.
We let Simon kill us, but we revive and we break him with a sniper shot to the head. Look how fast this gradient bar is building. Bracelet plus the charging stun Lumina really putting in the work here. We're almost completely charged by the time she's done with her quad base attack.
A storm is coming.
We fish for the mark, then we nuke him with Skybreak once more.
Ready to evade.
There he goes, bringing me to 1 HP again.
Overflow.
After Simon shakes off his stun, the strategy doesn't change. She shoots, charge, quad base attack, does a bunch of cool kicks,
Not looking good.
shoots some more, fish for a mark, and Skybreak him once more, turning off the lights on Simon.
Doors of chroma. Open.
3 fully charged gradient attacks in one battle. Absolute cinema. Time for everyone's favorite happiness manager and the biggest foot enthusiast since Quentin Tarantino, Monoco. And boy howdy, he's going to put those Nevron feet to good use in this battle. He sits, stays, and rolls over at level 94 with all of his points dumped into luck, defense, and you guessed it, agility. I have energizing turn, sniper, and energizing attack as his pictos. This is a good time to point out that I'm not using an optimal pictos setup for every character here. I'm just using what I have at my disposal, kind of like MacGyver if MacGyver were a paintbrush puppet dog thing with a big old mask. Anyway, we're using his weapon, Fragaro, with a whopping 10,619 attack, the highest out of all the characters in this video. The level 10 passive, while not required, is nice, giving us 100% more damage with free aim shots the majority of the time. This pairs well with the ever-present machine gun energy stat. Level 4 passive is really nice as well, randomly spinning the bestial wheel to boost our attacks. Not much more explanation is needed, so let's jump into the battle.
What do you want to do tonight?
The same thing we do every night, Pinky.
Start shooting. We blast him less than normal until we land on the balanced mask while Monoco has 7 AP. He then uses Chevalier Ice, pardon my French. This slows the Simon. We make up for the lack of shooting last turn by doing more shooting. Followed up by a quad base attack. A few more shots for damage and a mark. And then we use Breakpoint to ring poor Simon's bell. This level 3 gradient attack is absolutely brutal, because on top of dropping 19.5 million damage, it automatically breaks your target. Gather chroma around me all you want, buddy, it's not going to help you. After Simon is stunned, we get a lucky one shot to bring us to Almighty Mask, allowing us a damage boost on my favorite Monoco skill, Dueliste Storm. Let's watch this brutality unfold. With the damage boost and some luck with marks, he drops a whopping 15.9 million damage, almost as much as his fully charged Radiant attack. We finish him off with even more shooting and a quad base attack, not even letting the poor soul attack once, and giving us our fastest battle of the challenge at 1 minute and 25 seconds. Good boy, Monoco. Now, the moment you've all been waiting for, the dubious doppelganger, the Dysandra Destroyer. That's right, it's the veritable Verso. He comes in at level 93 with all points dumped into agility, defense, and might. I'm using the Energizing Attack 1, Augmented First Strike, and Energizing Turn Pictos for an almost optimal speed setup. As for the weapon, we're going with Contorso. The main reason is for its S-scaling and agility, as well as the electrifying level 20 passive, triggering a lightning strike on critical hits. Let's check out this battle. Can you guess how we start? That's right, he blasts the hell out of Simon. He follows up with a base attack, bringing him to rank A. He keeps shooting until his AP drops down to 2, and then we hit him with the follow-up skill, which is damage boosted up to 10 times for each free aim shot that turn. He drops 4 million damage plus a 30k lightning strike for the aura. He keeps blasting while the nigh unreadable set of numbers flash up on the screen from the extra lightning strikes, then follows up once more for another 4 mil. Now Simon gets his turn and puts us down temporarily. Simon, relax, we're already dead. We come back with the sniper break, bringing him to rank S, and he continues to blast, followed up by a base attack.
Ready to strike.
This is where the fun comes in. We use the leadership skill to drop him down to rank A. Why would I want to do that? Well, there's a little skill called Endbringer. On top of doing extra damage to stunned enemies, it reapplies stun if you use it on rank A. Simon is effectively stun locked while getting nailed with 6 million damage. Go ahead and take my shield. The only reason I have it is because I forgot to unequip some Luminas. And yeah, take me to 1 HP, we get it.
I think I'll improvise.
Verso's still on rank A, so we hit him with Endbringer again to keep the poor guy stunned. At this point, it really doesn't matter what we do. We opt to shooting him down to 0 AP and doing a triple base attack. Looks like we were a lazy bones and didn't get the third combo attack Pictos. We then use Purification for no other reason than to cast this demon's soul asunder. We drop Verso's rank down to A once more, then we follow up with Endbringer to keep Simon stunned. At this point, we're just playing with our food. We decide to hit him with the Angel Eyes Gradient attack, if only for the halo it gives Verso. The aura farm is complete. Verso drops to rank A to prep to stun them again, but I look over at the move order. I wasn't paying attention and Simon has 2 turns in a row. That means he can shake off the stun and attack, and I never learned how to parry him. Psych. Let's Burns take him to the other side. For the last time in this video, bye-bye Simon. There you have it. The title of the video was a trick all along. I knew Simon would be thoroughly and utterly defeated with no real risk to the brave expeditioners. I'm curious to know which battle you thought was the best, so let me know. If you made it to this point, thank you so much for watching the video. I put a lot of time and effort into it, and I'm glad it's finished and that it's a video that I can be proud of. Thanks again, and have a good one.